straight ahead. It's a clash to decide the AFC's representative in the Super Bowl. And it'll be a great one between the New York Jets and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The winner of this one will represent the AFC in Super Bowl 54. And away we go on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. A first carry for Leonard Fournette. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So after the face mask, they get to start all the way up past the 35 now. Back to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Jet touchdown. And on a stage of this magnitude, the conference championship, so many early game jitters can happen, so that score's a big relief to a coach.
Yeah, no one wants to mention that in the locker room before the game. No one says, hey, don't fumble or don't do this because you don't want negative thoughts. That's why getting off to a good start is so huge for everyone. The first score in the conference title game, massive.
Extra point good by Catanzaro, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars getting set to go. After the pick six, they go right back to the air, escaping the pressure right. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
No. Check. Patriot. Gun. Watch him now, Barney.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Set! 3-19!
They'll drop the throw. Shark's got it, left side. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally brought down the 31-yard line. A huge play there on the screen pass. 44 yards. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Fournette, a first down carry. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. The tackle by Tremaine Johnson.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
On second down, here's Fournette. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Leopard! Leopard! Hey, 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 hey! Four down, four down, four down. Check 31, check 31.
They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90!
A handoff to Fournette. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone!
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Meeting the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. Able to convert on 4th to bring up 1st and goal. That's a big 3 yards right there.
4th and 1, this is what fullbacks live for. They're always the guys with all the marks on their helmets because they love sticking their heads in there to fight for the tough yards. And he gets the tough yards here to give his guys a first down.
Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! Gone, gone! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. DJ Chark, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. So it goes for a rookie quarterback. He had the INT earlier in this first half, but he bounces back with a touchdown pass.
And you have to like the mental acumen, the toughness, the fortitude of him, because oftentimes for a rookie, you throw an interception early, you're taken right out of the game, or mentally you check out a little bit. Give him a lot of credit for bouncing back.
Point after by Lambo, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 30, the 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. In for the score. And the Jets are able to strike for 6.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach, his head coach, to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times where they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And that makes the score 14-7. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And now running right through it. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Jaguar football as we begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
Watch him now, Barney, Barney. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56. Gun, 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 gun. Detroit, Detroit.
He'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. Now the ball comes loose, but it looked like a Jaguar was able to cover this thing, and so Jacksonville will keep control.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Now Doug Marrone, with a play clock almost out, says let's take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
56. Detroit! Detroit! Over!
Here's a give to Fournette. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Watch it now, Barney!
The pitch to Fournette. And he's got this down to the 35. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, this is one of the downsides of being a rookie quarterback. You know you're going to get called out about everything you do that goes wrong. Here, maybe he's a little uncertain about where to go with the football. And at this level, uncertainty equals turnovers. And this one winds up being intercepted.
Now a 1st down carry by Bell. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. It was Taven Bryan who got him down defensively.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Here down to the 22.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone!
After the run, now Darnold to throw. And it's caught by Herndon. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. They've got a 1st and goal just inside the 5.
Here we go now. Blue landed.
Now Bell. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great play there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And it's now 21-7. Now the punter who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Over! 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 Hot!
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed nowhere to go. Here he lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up, but they'll be pushed back inside their own 10.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Call it a gain of 13 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Two minutes to play here in the first half. Back with more of the AFC Championship game after this. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? People celebrating. The guys who just gave up that play.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Jaguars send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. New York set to take the field. They have been red hot, sometimes white hot here in this first half. They're just looking to add to that total right now.
And this has to serve as a reminder to myself, because so many times I get wrapped up in the play calling, how they've sequenced things, how it's run. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still execution. Those guys out on the field, and right now they are locked in and really looking good.
They'll try to continue to be locked in here as we get ready to approach halftime. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Now let's go. Blue landed. Blue landed.
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Yannick Ngakoue. Now the the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Now here's a whistle and a timeout. It's called by the receiving team here as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now Edwards to kick as he sends it away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Leonard Williams in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with the tackle. So we are halfway home to figuring out who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. One more half to decide who takes home the Lamar Hunt Trophy as we're back underway in this AFC Championship. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? I mean, they score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 2nd down, Darnold. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. He was looking for a Nunwa there. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, try to give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
Back to throw now on first down. Dumps it off to Fournette. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. Looking for the end zone. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Christian Kirk, 26 yards. And the Jaguars have cut it back within a score. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been. He's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So out now come the Jets. They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Lucky 56! Lucky 56!
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So that last penalty making this 3rd down much more manageable. 3rd down, 4 yards to go. To throw is Darnold. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now this time he'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. He may try and run for this. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a 1st down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
The give is to Bell. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. On 2nd down, it's Bell. And able to work his way down to the 16. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 3rd down, here's Bell. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal.
Back down to that Philly. Here we go.
A give to Bell, and he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there, and if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle, keep coming after them, put the pressure on them.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
He'll get it up the middle. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, first and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. Point after now from Catanzaro. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now the punter who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is a defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Gone! Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39! All right, now, lucky 56! Lucky 56!
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Escaping the pressure right. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And deep he goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A big third down play there for the Jags. 48 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for first and 10.
No, check, Patriot!
They'll toss it to Fournette. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. Taking it in from the 20. And the Jaguars are back within a score.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And New York set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. Calais Campbell on the stop.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Again, it's Bell. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school. college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach, he's in big trouble.
The Jets on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5.
Watch it now, Barney. Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Well, sometimes, Brandon, there's just not a secret to how things get done. He's been running well all game long, and they continue to rely on him in this key situation.
They told us they were going to rely on him. They have. He comes through there, a big 3rd down conversion. Back to throw here. Goes underneath for Bell. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards on the pickup, and it's a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Time for a break. Back to wrap up the AFC Championship game after this. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Hurry up. Here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Telvin Smith able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
Watch it now, Barney.
He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now out. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because the wrinkles and counters, because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Gun! Watch it now, Barney.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
He's back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Sheds off the tackle. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Watch him now, Barney.
Back to throw. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of 6 there on first. I don't know that those medium 5-ish yard gains are going to do it right now. Probably should have dropped it, right?
Yeah, that way you save more time on the clock. But I know receivers, they think they can catch it and break a tackle and turn it into a big gain.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Watch him now, Barney. Gun.
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Fournette fighting through and past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. Boy, missed tackles. That could be their downfall, Charles.
Yeah, they actually let him out of bounds there. Instead of the clock continuing to run, they let him out, and it turned into another timeout for him. Not good at all.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
Detroit!
They keep it with Fournette on 1st down. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. Of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Well, partner, recent conference championship games that have been needed to decide who goes to the Super Bowl. What do you got?
Well, if we go back to 2015, how about Green Bay at Seattle? And it looks like Green Bay's got this thing. With Russell Wilson to Jermaine Kearse, that gets it done. And then go back to 2010. We think Brett Favre with the Vikings has the destiny. But they're in New Orleans. It's the Saints. And they get it done. And in overtime, go on to the Super Bowl. And they won now, and they beat the Colts, correct?
Yep. A couple of the more memorable ones for sure. And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gaudin, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.
you when you're 30,000 feet up, what you think of? Oh, I hated knowing that my thoughts would turn to dream, cause I never knew I'd get my chance to link up. Oh, I tell you all of this unusual to me. Swear I came from the bottom, flappers living, walking dead on. Put your favorite rapper's name up on the headstone. Big for the cheese and you're dead wrong. Propaganda set the standards in the tear down.
Throw it back, yeah, I'm born to. It's talking, it's hot, so leave me where I'm at. I'm living how I want now. No reason to look out, it's clear to see. All eyes on me, 400 degrees. Who am I? Ruthless, easy, does it. In public, hate it or love it. The underdogs will look. Revolutionary shining with diamond teeth. Young Don caught a cheek.